Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I make videos on planning with the occasional review. Planning has always been my way of working out problems and solving the day-to-day issues in my life. Join me as I experiment on how to best tackle projects, figure out how to stick with habit tracking, and celebrate the wins, both big and small. So grab a cup or a glass of whatevs and let's get on with the video. Hey planner friends, so we are in February. What does that mean? It means that we only have 1 month left in the first quarter of 2025, which is wild. I can't believe we're already here. Where has February gone? Let me know down below if February is your least favorite month or your absolute favorite month because of the shortness of February. For instance, today is February 25th of 2025, and I'm thinking to myself, Sylvia, you're gonna be okay. You still have 5 more days, because usually in the shortest month, you do, but not in February because it's super, super short. Why couldn't February be taller? Like me, I don't know. But here's the thing. I also love February because it means that we are close to March being the next month, and that makes me happy, especially being in the state of Colorado, because we usually have one big snowstorm that happens in March before winter is over. Normally I wouldn't be looking forward to that, but it's been a very, very dry winter. I mean, it's been practically a snowless winter. What is that? Like Arizona, New Mexico? What state do I live in at this point is what I'm asking myself. So I am hoping for that moisture. Okay, getting to the planning stuff. So according to this, I started using these little bullet journal collabs with Leuchtturm. Let's see if I can bring this. I don't know. Everything's shiny. I apologize. But this says bullet journal. Then it has like a little X there and it says Leuchtturm1917. So this was a collab, and you can see how cold it is in here with my fingerprints because my hands are warmer. Not for long. Anyway, I ended up getting a pack of 3 of these for about 20 bucks. Best thing I ever did. There are 46 pages if you're using them in this A6 orientation. I think that's what it's called. Meaning when you turn it from this to this, you have a complete A5 page. I'm just like knocking things around, sorry. All right, so I tried that for a little bit when I first got these in July of 2024. And it just didn't work out for me because honestly, when I'm in an A5 Leuchtturm, I always find that there's too much white space off to the side. And so I left this for like a note section, which worked well sometimes, but then other times it was not necessary. So I went back to using it like this, and that worked out really well for me. And then I decided I needed to get rid of these stickers because sometimes I had a sticker for a day I necessarily didn't need, like I wasn't planning that day. And also I got rid of the headers because sometimes I couldn't find my pencil or my pen that I was making these lines with, and sometimes I couldn't find my highlighter or the same color. Like I'd misplace it no matter what, even if I had a stupid pen case, which I do. I would just like drop it down the sofa or something while I was watching, you know, Game of Thrones for the 17th time. I don't know what happened to it. So I stopped doing all of that, and I moved on from all of this to just this. And I also switched up having weeklies like this, which I really do love and appreciate. And by the way, in case somebody asks, because someone did in my last video, these are by Midori. These are just like little metal clips. I love them. They're very thin. I've never had any issues with them, and they don't stick out too much, which makes me very, very happy. So I put all the weeklies in here. For those of you who are like, oh, I don't know if I want to draw that out every week, I didn't. I chose to draw them all out in the same place, and it took me like a day of me, well, not a whole day, but I just took one day. I sat down, drew them all out while I was listening to an audiobook or maybe watching a show, I can't remember, and it was done, and it was painless. I never had to do it again. So with a combination of that and my dailies, I've been kicking ass and taking names this time around. I really struggled in January, and I talked about that to no end. So if you want to learn more about that, there's certainly a video out there for you about all of that. Okay, so for those who are new to the channel, welcome. Let me explain what we're doing here. So I like to do 10-day planning, and that means breaking up the month into thirds. And this right here is mid-month minus this day, that goes from the 11th to the 20th. And then we have late month, which we have here, and that is from the 21st to the end of the month. And because we're in February, that really, really short month, why can't you grow? It is 28 days, which gives us a total of 8 days, which means that even when we have 29 days in February, we don't have a full 10-day of planning. We only have 9, which is why we hate February sometimes. So you will see here that I do have some forwards. Honestly, I'm not a fan of rewriting things. I know that, you know, do I have it near me? Maybe I do. Writer Carol is pretty big on rewriting things. Have this little guy here, which I love that they made a little notebook for it so that I could use it no matter what planner or notebook I'm in, from the Bullet Journal edition. Sometimes I have something to migrate, and a lot of times what this means is, okay, on Friday I ran into some things, maybe I didn't have what I needed or I just didn't have the time, so I need to do this somewhere else. Instead of rewriting it, I just leave it as migrated, and then that way if I do have time when I'm still on this spread, meaning 2 pages, I will go ahead and I will take care of this. If not, what I will do is I will go ahead and rewrite it once I turn the page and we start a new day, because I consider once the page is done for everything here to either have been scheduled, migrated, or crossed off, and I don't like to look back. So I will rewrite it if I get to Wednesday and I don't finish it by the end of Tuesday today. I did still highlight. I'm using the mild liners here. This is in this blush tone, which is kind of pretty because it's not like bubblegum pink, which I'm not a fan of. It's really bright or fluorescent-y. I don't care for that. But I just kind of go ahead and write in the day. I mark a line through it so I know that this is a new day. Sometimes, like here, I mark a line through if I needed to use more than one line to write down what I needed to do, and I don't want to think that this is an open task when it's not. I'll draw a line through there. But I just basically take my highlighter once the week is over and I highlight all of the days so I can see them. Sometimes if I have this with me, I'll do it exactly on the day that I write down the date. But it's less stress if I lose this or I misplace it than before when I was trying to keep things a little bit more neat and uniformed. It's still, I mean, it still flows well. It's just, it was more of a hassle to try and draw out a header every single time. I was just over that. Still using my 10-day planning little note here, and this has been working well, and I use this because I don't have a monthly. Certainly in here, let me see if I can find a blank page, you can turn it like this and make it an A5 page. There are, I believe, like something like 36 squares here, so you could certainly fit like a bullet journal style, Writer Carol style monthly here. And I haven't done that before because I wasn't really sure. Sometimes I'm a fan of that, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes it'll work for like a week, maybe 2. And then I move on and never do it again. So I might set one up and I might not for March. So speaking of March, right now I only have about 6 spreads in here. And I believe that I counted 11, almost 12 spreads in here for February. And this was a shorter month, including, you know, drawing out the weeklies. So I don't have enough space to have March in here, but there's still some pages. I do have project pages in the back that I'm still continuing to chip away at. And so I had to make an executive decision whether or not I wanted to go ahead and forward those into the new notebook, which is what I think I'm going to be doing, is finishing off my pack of 3 of these guys. There are 46, I thought I said, yep, 46 pages in here. And so that means that I could go ahead and do a page a day in March and give that a go if I wanted to. Still have space to do a monthly and have a page just for monthly tasks if I wanted that as well. That means that I would have to continue to look back at this and use these extra pages in here, because 6 doesn't seem like a lot, but there's 12 pages in total. And I think I might have a few in the back in between these project pages here. I still think that's enough that I want to finish them up, and I can just use this as a collections notebook to use as a companion with my dailies over here. And I think that's what I want to do, sort of. And I know that there's some of you who are like, Sylvia, why don't you use this for your dailies and have one just for like your collections? Because I've tried to do that. And you know what happens? Sylvia is not opening this. And I yell at her all the time. I'm like, what's your deal? And she doesn't really know. Why am I talking to myself in the third person? I don't know. It's February. It's a short month. We're all crazy right now. So now I think that is what I'm going to be doing for March, just because I do like a bullet journal. It makes me happy. I do have some, and I thought about starting one, but I think I'm going to hold off on the bigger bullet journals with more page until April, when I can start it in a brand new quarter, because I feel like that makes my brain happy. And I might be more successful at doing that. But I do like the idea of going ahead and doing a whole day on a page. Now, the way I've been using this, I'm losing where I'm at right now. Let's see if I can keep that open. I obviously don't have a whole day's worth of tasks, even on like my busiest days, like maybe this is one of them. It's not going to take up this whole page, but I was thinking about also combining my vocabulary, because right now it's pretty funny. I have been basically sitting down at the end of the week and writing out all my vocabulary in like a half an hour, which doesn't give me much time to go over it again and start to use those throughout the week in everyday language and learning them well. I'm just writing them down, but not really retaining the information, I would say. So I think maybe going back to keeping the old school daily and having maybe a little blurb about my day and some wordage might work. It might work. Does that sound crazy? Possible. The other thing I could do is have a dailies here just for vocab, and then maybe have just a page in the back for to-dos and skip the weekly. Is that crazy? That might be crazy too. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to set this up in March. I have less days to figure it out because we're in February. But I'm going to do that. So far, I just came on here to tell you that I'm going to be changing it up a little bit, not too much. And also that I did get back into planning. This has been working for me. This was more of a tool for getting things done than it was a chore. Because I felt like in January, this shit was a chore and I could not handle it. I was losing it. But now I feel pretty good, and I do like my boxes, you know, but I find that when I'm willing to try something different, a lot of times it's not just my anxiety of being a planner hopper. It's me saying I feel comfortable enough to go ahead and give something else a go. And that means that I'm getting back to it. And usually for those who are new, I tuck this in like right here. Well, usually not on this page. Oh, okay. Just kidding. Yeah, on this page. Like this. And it fits nicey nice. I don't have to cut it down because this is A6 size. And it goes perfect with these squares by MD. And that's everything. This is so cute. The other thing, quickly before we go, and I've already been talking forever, I apologize, is I will have to, if I use this as a companion notebook, so I can get into the new one and finish up the old one, I might need something to carry this around with. You can use a rubber band. I know some people don't like that because they're like, it's sticking into my notebooks. And that's true. I know that a guy would probably have no problems with doing that, and some women, but I think a lot of guys are just like, they like for that rough look to things, and I just don't. So what I do have that I had to dig out because I was like, where are you, is an A6 Leuchtturm cover, and this does fit like a, what's it called, an A6 Hobonichi, and it also fits a full-length letter, US letter page, just folded in half here in this back pocket. So you can fit these guys in here because again, it's A6. And I thought I could put the new one in and the old one and carry them around. I've had success with this cover. Sometimes when I have a planner and a cover, I stop using it, and I find once I take it out, I can use it again. That happens. But I did have a lot of success carrying this around. There's something about the size and the feel in my hands that works really well, and for any kind of purse, whether you have a smaller one or a larger one. So this might be something I give a go. I'm still using my Sharpie pens, which I love. Now in this notebook, I believe the paper is still 80 GSM. They have not upgraded these to the 120 that you can get the Leuchtturm A5s in now. They actually have both. But I find even though I'm using like a dark pen, very opaque pen by Sharpie, the ghosting is not that serious for me. Like, it's not a problem, but I've also used Tomoe River paper for a really long time. So ghosting is nothing to me anymore, if I'm being perfectly honest. So I'm fine with continuing with the pen because it's worked really well, and I've highlighted it with mild liners, and once you let it dry for like a little bit longer than maybe a traditional pen, it's golden. Like, I've had no problems with smearage or anything, and if I have, it's because it's my fault. We all know I'm the world's best stamper and highlighter. But you can see no issues there. So I kind of think this is cute, kind of like it. Thinking about ordering another pack of these since I am on my last one. And I, again, would highly recommend them. They are adorable. But I'm thinking about going this way, you guys. A5 again, because I'm kind of missing it. And the great thing about this is I started out this one in A5, one page a day. Didn't care for it, and I just moved back. That's the beauty of a bullet journal. And not having already drawn out layout. You can always switch it up if it doesn't work. So that is my update. We'll see. I'm going to try my best to update you every week in March, and also have a setup so that you can see how it all comes together. Also, I found these. I can't remember whose video I was watching. Someone's. Flash it on the screen because I can't remember. And they had these, and I thought, oh my gosh, I printed these out and I forgot all about them. These are by Peanuts Planner Co. I will link them down below, and I forgot all about them. I printed them out. Yes, you can print them out on sticky notes, but I like to just go ahead and paste mine in because I like them on the white. And currently I had to order some more white sticky notes because I couldn't find any. So either I put them up really, really good, or I'm just completely out. The odds are, you know, maybe both. I don't know. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.